Hey everybody, it's your old pal Chuck, and I am back with another review. And today we're taking a look at from the Transformers Legacy Evolution line. This is the Wave 2 Voyager Metalhawk. Yes, I'm having some fun here. This is Metalhawk from the Japanese animated Transformers line Master Force. Metalhawk was the leader of the Pretenders, the Autobot Pretenders. The original toy never released in the United States, but we've had a few versions and homages to Metalhawk over the years. This is really the first, I would say, as Delilah comes strolling in, the first real proper homage to him. Now, what's interesting is, of the Metalhawk toys we've gotten, all of them have been repaints, retools of pre-existing figures, and this version is no different, as this is a heavy, heavy retool of Kingdom Voyager class Cyclonus, and Delilah's just taken over the shot there. But yes, this is, like I said, a heavy retool of Voyager class Cyclonus. So basically, we're getting a repaint, retool of a figure that was Wave 1 of like 2 lines ago. Um, I think, when we're going on like 2 years or so, it would be nice to actually get some new molds, especially for a character that's really never had a new mold. I think, well, Power of the Primes, you had the Pretender shell, but that was yay big. Um, Now, right off the bat, I want to start by saying that I had a few concerns when I first saw pictures of this figure uh, in hand. Um, Namely, it had to do with how the vehicle looked in the photos. First of all, I don't know if we were victims of a bad joke or something, but there were photos going around showing the nose cone to be very stunted and smaller than it actually is. And even showing that on the box, the nose cone looks very smaller than it actually is. Like I said, I don't know if that was somebody having some fun with Photoshop, or the photo being processed, but on the back of my box, the jet mode looks proper. Right here, as you can see, it looks proper. The other thing has to do with the wing lasers here, which are the secondary tail fins. In some photos, they did not look right to me in terms of positioning and how they were done, because these, as you can see here, are meant to sit a little lower than the main tail fins. And in the photos I saw, they were sitting higher. And that might have been because they were not being pegged in right. These attach in vehicle mode using this connection here on what would be the rear of the jet, and possibly people were using like the peg there or something. I don't know. But as you can see, the blasters are sitting properly. They look very nice. Everything to this figure looks quite appropriate to what Metalhawk was. I mean, as much as you can without it being a new mold. So what we'll do is we will pause and we will get into the transformation. Okay, start the transformation. What you want to do is remove the titanium sword here, which, a little pet peeve, this was one of the weapons for the outer shell. If they were going to include this, it would have been nice if they would have included the jet laser so that it could combine with the wing lasers like the original toy did. Now, you can transform the figure with the wing lasers attached, but for the sake of, demonstration, I will remove them, and you can see right here that they do combine. This is part of the Evo Fusion gimmick, A little disappointed that they went with like a full peg on each one, where I think they could have done the half peg and then when it combined had the full peg there. But when you put it in the robot's hand, it's not that noticeable. If you're familiar with the transformation of Cyclonus, this is actually very, very similar. And actually, it's exactly the same. It's just that certain pieces are going to be a little different. Start things off, what you want to do is um, lift the sides here, which are the arms, and just using that double hinge, like on Cyclonus, you want to just bring them up as far as you can, just to get them out of the way. Next, what you want to do is bring the legs down slightly, and then rotate the backpack around. Now, they show separating the legs. I like to keep them together because it makes this next step a little bit easier. But you're going to go ahead and pull the legs out. And one thing I do want to mention, at least on my copy of Metalhawk, this goes a lot smoother than on Cyclonus. Because on Cyclonus, you had the knee panels actually starting to split as you push the legs in. This does not have that problem. And now why we're going is just lift up these panels slightly, lift this whole section up, bring the feet out all the way. You want to like overextend them so they're tilted forward slightly. That'll give you enough room to fold those boosters in and close up the back panel. So you can bring the feet back into position and then separate the leg. Now, with Cyclonus, again, I'm not entirely thrilled with this transformation because this joint really doesn't lock into place, and you do end up with that like floating knee. But you know, it is a fun enough figure, so it's actually not that bad. Coming along, you're going to want to open up the front panel here, which is the chest, and open up the back panel where the arms are attached, and that might be a little tricky to do in terms of getting leverage, but there you go. You've opened it up. Bring that down all the way. Flip down the nose cone right here, and then flip the whole section around, revealing the robot mode head. Now, with Cyclonus, you remember that actually folded up a few more times, but Metalhawk doesn't have that long of a nose cone. Bring the back panel up first, like so. Then what you want to do is fold the arms around, and there are tabs here that are going to peg into slots underneath the back section, just like so. And then finally, when you close up this front section, you want to make sure that you hold the arms in place because there are tabs there that will tab into the chest, helping to secure everything in place. We're almost done. Obviously, now you'll remember the wing transformation, bringing it back and around, just like so. And then finally come in and using the little tabs here, flip out this. They will snap into place, just like so. And there you have Metalhawk in its robot mode. Now, of course, to be fair, we'll go ahead and bring in Cyclonus, who I've had sitting on my Studio Series 86 shelf. Yes, I still have them on display, and to be honest, I thought the line would be done by now, but I guess not. And there they are together. You can see the similarities in terms of the overall layout of parts, but you see here the shoulders are the same. The upper bicep is the same, but the forearms are different. The fists are different. The leg sections are different. The feet are the same. Let's turn the figure around. The back panels here are the same, so you could actually plug the sword in, I guess, into Cyclonus's back. Um, the the back canopy here is different, although it's very interesting. They have the same type of diamond pattern peg hole there. The wings are different. You see how they fold up differently, and you have that extra flap there. Obviously, this back panel here is different. So there's that. And I don't think the back panel with the arms attached pegs into the chest on Cyclones. I don't think that's necessary. So there's that. And of course the colors are different and things of that nature. Let me just fix the legs here, trying to get it positioned. That is one of the burdens of the mold. Is that, as you can see, it does look like he's a little wobbly. Let me. And there we go. So you do have that. So a lot of new, a lot of different, which is cool. And let's go ahead and bring in the accessories. Here's the combined jet laser, and of course the sword, which the wrists do rotate, so you do have some nice sword poses like so. Good use of the mold, but like I said, I do wish that Metalhawk did get its own new mold. I think that would have been nice instead of using one that's already a couple years old. But we'll pause and we'll come back with my final thought. I think Metalhawk is a fine figure. This is a really fun toy, and it's great to experience the Cyclonus mold again. I do have the Target Master Generation Selects version, as you remember, and that one unfortunately did have some mold degradation, especially in the shoulders. I don't notice any unusual looseness or floppiness like I did on that figure, so it does seem that the new parts do support this buck a little bit better, that it's not suffering from second mold syndrome. Again, I will restate, an entirely new mold would have been a lot better, and I think appropriate for a character like Metalhawk, who was an Autobot leader, and especially one that really has never gotten its due in the United States. Like I said, this is actually part of the Voyager Wave 2 line from Evolution. This is a casemate of Twin Cast, and I got them because Big Bad Toy Store got an early shipment that they put up for pre-order before the figure was officially revealed. Now, I do believe some more boutique online retailers like Command Store have the figure in stock, but brick and mortar and main retailers like Target, Walmart, and Amazon don't have this figure yet. Also, I think it's showing up in specialty stores in Canada. So you can wait a little bit and pay the normal retail, or you can pay a few bucks more to get the figure. That decision is up to you. I can't guide you one way or the other. I hope this isn't the last we see of Metalhawk. I would like to see a proper Metalhawk done with the Pretender shell and the inner robot. I would love to see a domestic release of the original G1 toy, since it was never released here for various reasons. But as of right now, this is the best version of Metalhawk we have. That's about it for the review. If you like this review, please consider liking, commenting, and subscribing. While I will always appreciate the views, the likes, comments, and subscriptions will help to communicate to YouTube through their algorithms that my channel should be exalted and held upon high. If you want to make the ultimate sign of support, I do have a Patreon. It is www.patreon.com/ChuckDog1999. All I ask for is $1 a month, $12 a year. No thrills, no tiers, no special rewards. All you're doing is helping me help you help me to help you bring figures like this to you, as well as keeping up the infrastructure of the channel. As I always say, I do know we have a bit of an inflation going on, and people are having to make some really tough decisions that they shouldn't be having to make. So if you can't swing the $1 a month or $12 a year, your views are more than thanks enough. Patreon is just a cherry on top of an already generous sundae. So that's about it for the review. This is your old pal Chuck for Metalhawk. We will see you next time.